Hello everyone, it's Sean. Today Natalie, Matt, Ria, and I will be talking about one of the most interesting plant phylum, the Angiosperms. These flowering plants seem to evolve at least 150 million years ago and have brought about some of the most well-adapted to land plants. There is some evolutionary links to ancient gymnosperms. However, most of the rapid spread and diversification of angiosperms is connected with its possible co-evolution with insects. The symbiotic relationship between flowers and pollinators caused radiating diversity among both groups. Flowering plants and insects are now among the most diverse taxonomic groups on Earth, with millions of different shapes, sizes, and species between them. Now let's give it over to Matt to see what he has to say about the life cycles of flowers and plants.
Hey, it's Matt, and I'm here to talk about the difference in the sporophyte and the gaminophyte phase in angiosperms. In angiosperms, the sporophyte is the dominant generation. Its multicellular male and female gaminophytes are reduced to a few cells specialized for reproduction only. They are produced in the sporophyte of the flower. In cells of the microsporangium go under meiosis to produce microspores, the male gaminophyte. Mitotic divisions are limited to producing multicellular pollen grain. The megasporangium is protected by two layers of integuments and an ovary wall. Inside the megasporangium, meiosis yields 4 megaspores, the female gaminophyte. One of the megaspores survives to produce the embryo sac. Fertilization occurs when pollen germinates and the pollen tube grows toward the embryo sac. The sporophyte generation may be maintained in a dormant state protected by the seed wall. Since angiosperms are the most diverse types of plants, they can have many different shapes and sizes. They can range from less than 2 millimeters, such as the Wolffia ariza, to the Australian mountain ash tree, which stands as tall as 100 meters. Sporophytes, the dominant generation, are known to be much larger than their gaminophyte counterparts. This is because gaminophytes stay enclosed within their sporangia, as well as depending on sporophytes for nutrition. Now let's send it over to my friend to talk about the structures found in angiosperms.
Hello, it's Ria, and I'm going to cover the structure of angiosperms. The leaves of angiosperms, with their broad, expanded blades, are structured for maximum efficiency in photosynthesis. Abscission of these leaves during cold or dry spells reduce water loss and thus enable some angiosperms to expand into habitats that would otherwise be too harsh for survival. The stem and roots of flowering plants are often modified for storage. Angiosperms are also the only phylum that produces flowers as a way of reproduction. Flowering plants depend on seeds and pollen to reproduce. The structure of the flower itself makes it easier for pollination to occur. The seed itself is produced by the ovule, which happens when the stigma is coated in pollen from another flower. The anther, which is the pollen-producing part of the flower, allows pollinators to easily carry from one flower to the next. Brightly colored flower petals attract pollinators such as bees and small birds like hummingbirds. Some flowers are bisexual and have both female and male parts, while others are unisexual and have only one or the other. The stamen, which consists of the filament and the anther, is the male part that produces pollen. The female parts are the stigma, style, ovule, and ovary, which make up the pistil. Bisexual flowering plants can self-pollinate, however it's usually undesirable for gene variation. In the process of reproduction, pollen has to travel with the help of water, wind, or pollinators to enter through the stigma. It then makes its way down from the style to the ovary and fertilizes the ovule. At this point, it can become a seed, and the petals, stamen, and style will shrivel and fall off. After this begins the germinating stage, where a fruit will grow with the seeds inside. Now on to Natalie with some modern day examples of flowering plants.
As plants that make flowers and fruits, angiosperms can be divided into three major lineages. These lineages are known as magnoliids, eudicots or true dicots, and monocots. The 9,200 species of magnoliids include magnolias as well as avocados. The 80,000 monocots represented by irises include palms, orchids, and grasses. And the 170,000 eudicots represented by the chickweed include most broadleaf plants such as tomatoes, cabbages, poppies, and roses.
Angiosperms' impact on humans cannot be understated. They provide a vital link in our food chain by either being directly consumed by humans in the vast amount of agricultural crops or indirectly by being the cornerstone of livestock nutrition. Their worldwide presence also makes them great carbon sponges, helping offset carbon emissions brought about from humans and other more natural sources. Humans have also taken advantage of their wood for structures and shelters since early human history. Many cultures use angiosperms for medicinal purposes, treating a range of conditions from mild pain to epilepsy. The vast majority of higher evolved life today has some form of relationship with the angiosperms due to their abundance in practical uses and sheer quantity. So next time you see one of our flowered friends out there in the world, be sure to say thank you.